Hello, welcome. I hope you can hear me okay. So, hi everyone, Dr. Vidya here. So welcome to our Quantum Leap Livenar on launching your lucrative service. Okay, so the reason I'm doing this is because we just did an incredible 5-day masterclass last week on launching your lucrative service. Okay, but what I like to do sometimes is I like to do a quick little run through over 2 days, kind of like a quick summary, if you like, the highlights, whatever you want to call it. But I love to just run through what I feel are the main key points I'd love for you to take away. Now, if you haven't watched the 5-day masterclass yet from last week, then make sure you watch it and watch all of it because it's all going to come down on Sunday, okay? So depending on where you're watching this and what time, it's currently Thursday, 16th November, and I've just finished my clinic. So I'm a medical doctor as well. I've just finished my clinic, and I just wanted to jump on here to do this for you. Okay, so it'll be coming down in the next 3 or 4 days. All right, so make sure you watch everything. Now, also, if you haven't got your workbook yet, apologies to those of you if you've been waiting for it, because I've made a few additions. But if you haven't got your workbook that accompanies you for this workshop, then just comment below workbook. Okay, comment below workbook, or you can DM me workbook and we will get that sent out to you. Also, if you haven't had a copy of my book sent to you yet, then just DM me your email address and we'll get that sent out to you right away. I've written several books. I'm a number 1 best-selling author, but I am, as well as being a spiritual life and business coach for you. This particular book I'd love to gift for you. And it's really what my memberships are centered around, okay, which is really all around the successful habits of a spirit warrior. Okay, that's what I love to call it. We're here in wealthy warrior leaders, but really the successful habits, and this is in your health, in your wealth, and in your relationships, starting with the relationships with yourself. Okay, so the reason this all came about, okay, launching your lucrative service, I don't know about you, but the reason I started my business was I love being a doctor. I really enjoy being a doctor, a healer. You can call it different things. Really enjoy it. But I wasn't a huge fan of the system in which I found myself in, meaning I'm not a system basher, but the way in which I was almost being allowed to express myself, I really wanted to develop something of my own. So as a coach, I love it because we really go deep with deep chakra healing, aura healing, meditation, very intensive embodiment sessions, which I absolutely love, which we do in our group and one-to-one as well. And I think that this is really important. It's really important to discover, heal, and release emotional blocks that might be stopping you, right? Causing resistance, from preventing you from getting the business that you want, the relationship that you want, the health that you desire, right? Going to the next level. There are blocks there that need to be healed once and for all. It doesn't have to be a long, arduous, painful process, but it does need to happen. And that's why, even as your business coach, even when you are launching or scaling your lucrative service, I always start with the first pillar in my heart method, which is healing. Okay, so healing is something that we all need to do. All right, sometimes there may have been maybe some big traumatic events in your life. Maybe use different terminology around that, maybe not the word trauma, but there's been some big events. And for some people, maybe it's been much smaller, more chronic, little, maybe not little, but smaller, seemingly smaller, more kind of everyday things that have just really started to take its toll on you. Okay. And it's really important that we now go on a self-awareness journey together. Okay. I'm doing it too, right? And this is what I found when I was sort of like, I have all these certifications, I'm a doctor, I was the regional mental health and learning disabilities director for my area in the NHS, which is a public health sector in England. and have my own practice, award-winning for the public health sector and private, number one best-selling author, TED Talks, so all of these things, which sound great, but ultimately you only have that fulfillment deep within when you have really done your healing work, and you've really, some people call it shadow work, whatever you want to call it, but it's much deeper than mindset. Okay, this is really about looking at the essence of who you are, really looking at your soul mission, the reason why you're here. And this is a great opportunity to take events in your life that may have at that time caused you pain or confusion, frustration, deep trauma, whatever terminology fits for you, and to now transmute that, okay, to turn that into your personal power. Okay, so what I love about healing, you can take that pain, turn it into your personal power and your passion. Okay, that fire then ignites inside you, all right, which then moves us on to empowerment and awakening that warrior within. But before any of that can happen, we first have to heal, okay? Because this is part of the phoenix risen, becoming a phoenix risen leader. When the phoenix rises from the ashes, you are transforming. This is a metamorphosis, okay? And this metamorphosis is not just personal, it's also going to have a ripple effect for all of your loved ones, whether they're in your family or not, and in other aspects of your life, okay? And this is how it works. Now, I've got these beautiful chakra bracelets, and one of them I have is, as you can see here, can you see? You've got the tree. Can you see that here? Come closer. Here's a tree. It's a beautiful tree. Okay, so you can just imagine a tree. So I want you to imagine you've got all these different branches. Okay, and these are the different life pillars. But the main tree trunk there, the main life pillar is health, is healing. That is what holds the whole thing up. Without health, you really don't have the others. Okay, can't run a lucrative award-winning business if you don't have the trunk sorted out. So that's why we always start with healing. Okay, so this is also really important, because if you are, maybe you've launched your business already, and for you it's more about scaling. Okay, if you're much more established in business, like myself, I've been around for 5+ years now, 133 clients in, we've reached 58 countries now, which I'm really grateful for, and really want to take it to the next level. Reach 6 figures, and I want to take it to 7 figures. I really want to go to the next level, right? So number one best-selling author, I want to become New York Times bestseller. So, but it's not about the titles. It's more just that reach. And this is, it's kind of like a fun journey, fun milestones along the way. But it's representative of a much deeper soul mission, okay? And really is the essence of why I'm here, okay? So healing is so important. You can't skip it, okay? And I feel that a lot of people do in their manifestation and mindset journey. It goes so much deeper than that. This is the difference that I bring, is healing. Obviously, I bring in my background as a doctor. Of course, you have to see your own physician, and disclaimer around that. But really, of course, I'm going to bring in my knowledge around being a healer. And that's why, for example, in my programs, I really advocate that you really look at your emotional, physical, and spiritual healing journey. Okay, you have to really look at these different facets and really incorporate it into your business, into your life. Okay, because otherwise, you're probably experiencing stress and burnout. And this is what I was finding. I was the clinical director for mental health. I was even having, unfortunately, some of my own colleagues, sorry, this is triggering for you, but, who'd ended their own lives. Phenomenal at what they do. So it's not about the credentials. It's what you really feel in here, deep in your soul, not what I think about you, not what your spouse thinks about you, or your kids think about you, or all these, even what your clients think about you. I mean, it's all very nice, of course, if people really align with your values, but really ultimately what it all comes down to is, what do you really think about you? Okay, there's a famous quote by, I think it's by Bob Proctor. I used to be a Bob Proctor coach, incredible mentor, and I loved training with him. So RIP, my friend. But he used to have this lovely quote he would always say, which is, if I want to be free, I've got to be me. Not the me that you want me to be, not the me that my spouse wants me to be, not the me that my kids want me to be, or my mum. No, if I want to be free, I've got to be me. So I've got to really understand who me is. Who am I? What are my values? What do I stand for? What am I all about? Okay, what is my story if I want to share it? You don't have to share it. Ultimately, it's about the principles. But all of that, that is your footprint. That is the reason you are here, and you are here for something so much bigger than you. That's not belittling you, but what I mean is you represent so much. Okay, so necessary that you are here, so important. And so launching your lucrative service is born out of that. Okay. And the reason I really focus on lucrative, because one, I know that will be triggering for many of you healers out there, as it once was for me. Okay, like, is it okay to charge money as a doctor or as a healer? Is it okay to charge? Is it okay to charge high ticket? All of these things need to be healed, and ultimately, you need to do what you feel is right. What are your values around this? Okay, don't be convinced. I'm not into any of this convincing and scarcity and persuasion. And ultimately, this is a calling. Okay, my clients sign up, no sales calls. In the past, I did sales calls, nothing wrong with sales calls, and I teach you how to do that too. But now, signing up, no sales calls, they're feeling called to do this. Okay, of course, there is a certain strategy, that I follow and that I teach, but ultimately, it's not about the strategy. It's about who you are when you're doing whatever strategy that aligns with you, that you have chosen. Okay, so this is why I give very bespoke ideas on what that strategy could be for you. But ultimately, it's with my look at my clients, they all do it in different ways. They all do it in different ways according to what they feel aligned to doing. Okay, so don't get caught up with that. But I do think having a lucrative service is important, because that way you can really go all out with your own healing, your own well-being journey, which goes alongside your business. Okay, because when it's abundant, for example, for me, okay, I really enjoy being a doctor, but if this was my sole income, I would have to work about 40 to 50 hours a week to provide for my family. And obviously, hey, not a bad life, can send kids to private school, buy our own home, go on good holidays, so it's not a complaint at all. However, there are a certain number of hours in exchange for that. Now, do you not think that my service might be better if I didn't have to work so many hours, if it was more like 30 hours or 20 or even 10? It's not about the amount I say. It's not about the length of, say, these masterclass videos. No, it's about the depth of the message. It's about the transformation. And actually, the more concise, the better, because you can be much more focused. Otherwise, the message, I find, just gets a bit lost. Certainly, I feel like that when it's sort of hours and hours and hours long, in my opinion, for me. That's how I sometimes feel. And that's why it's so important that you are really mastering your message. But the message is you, right? So you don't need to be convinced of that or learn that. It's you. You're just clearing away all of the paradigms, all of the old stories that no longer serve you in this new chapter. Okay, so I want to see, as you embark this journey with me on healing, launching, scaling, and leading your award-winning lucrative service as an industry expert, number one best-selling author, TED speaker, number one award-winning coach, all of these things which I've done. That then draws the clients in. It's not about the title, but that's what they're looking for. they have a finite amount of time. Time is the only limited resource, or they have an investment that they want to make, and they want to ensure it's with the right person. Okay, so these titles is not, it's not that we're tying our self-worth to the title, if the title gets taken away. No, it's none of that. But it's kind of instant credibility, right? That they're already aware of the a journey that you've been on. It's maybe something that they want to achieve, right? Like a lot of clients come to me because they also want to have an award-winning service. They also want to have hundreds of clients. They also want to be a number one best-selling author, and they're maybe healers as well, or they're most likely service leaders. You don't have to be a healer, but they have a service that they would like to get out there into the world, and they're also on a healing journey, or they feel called to heal, like ready now to heal. They're fed up, they're frustrated, it's time to put this to bed. And I love the vehicle of business. Do you know why? Because it goes so well with personal development, because being an entrepreneur is such a great personal development journey, because you own it. You own this journey. It's not a boss telling me going live now, Vidya, you have to go live and do a live now. No, nobody's telling me to do this. It's me. It's self-leadership. Okay. That is the wealthy warrior leaders. It's self-leadership. Okay. So the self-leadership comes from healing, self-awareness journey, knowing that you need healing. Okay. And then any help that you need with that. Empowerment, feeling empowered, feeling called, feeling awakening the warrior within, igniting, right? And then rising and thriving, which is the phoenix risen out of the ashes, transforming any pain into your personal power. And the journey that you go along as that phoenix risen, not rising, okay, because we're not in the process of rising, risen, right? We're focused on that end goal. That is a journey that you've been on, and that journey is your service that you're going to take your clients along, right? When I'm as a doctor, we call it the patient journey. We take the patient along, a certain journey, right? And it's no different with your service. You take them along that journey, and you add the meaning, you add your story. And yes, it's copywriting and marketing, which is marketing so important, but ultimately it's your story. Okay, there's no, if anything, the more simple the language, the better, right? So you're just sharing your story. Why? Because it makes you more human. Okay, obviously you are human, but they can identify, they can relate to you better, right? So for me, a lot of my clients come to me because I'm also a mum. Maybe I'm an ethnic minority, or maybe they're not an ethnic minority in terms of race, but they may feel that they are in, I don't know, other aspects in their life. That they feel they're different for some reason. Maybe they're a healer, right? Maybe they also are a mom but with young kids, right? My kids are age 4 and 6. Maybe they're a doctor like me, or a dentist or lawyer, or they're in corporate, working in corporate, or they're a professional or a practitioner. Even there's so many different reasons, but that's what people will be attracted, to your journey by just being you. Okay, so this journey, the heart method, healing, empowerment, awakening the warrior within, and then the rising and thriving of the phoenix, okay, into a wealthy warrior leader. That is the journey that I take you along. And I've really gone deep into that, into my 5-day masterclass. But in what we really go deep with is meditation, really beautiful healing sessions, to really remove all of these blocks which just stop you from doing what you want to do, often because you just worry too much about what other people think, is number one. Trying to conform to some sort of standard which you don't even really align with, but you just think that you should do it that way. That's another thing. And just really, ensuring that what is your definition of success? What is your definition where you have those 3 life pillars: healing, wealth, life purpose, finances? What does that look like to you? The life purpose, the way in which you're serving, and also the actual financial goal, right? Like your goal with it all completed, every single thing that you want to do, every single thing completed. What does that look like? Like how much money is coming to your bank account every single month, every single day? Okay, what are you doing? How are you spending your days? Okay, if you're a parent like me, how are you spending your time with your kids? What is it that you're doing? What's the predominant feeling that you're in? And for me, that's calm. I am calm. I'm balanced, and I'm grateful for that. And that was a journey. That was a journey. And that journey, even in motherhood, was very much letting go of these presumed ideals of how you should do things, sometimes cultural paradigms, right? Around, you're only a good mom if you make like 10 billion curries for dinner every single day, which is obviously not true. But, all of these things they're not even, sometimes they're not even imposed on you. You've just taken them on as if, no one's asked you to do that. So in the same way with your business, right, you also need to make it your own. It's your own journey, right? Even including your own strategy, whatever you feel aligned to do, okay? And that's why we make it very bespoke with what aligns, for you, okay? So I'd love for you to come along to my session tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be live on Zoom. So if you want to join us for the Zoom session, then just DM me and I'll send you the Zoom link, or post that Zoom link into this group as well, so you can just hop on the Zoom, and that way it'll be a live Q&A to answer any questions that you may have around healing, around empowerment, awakening the warrior within, right? Your empowerment, being rising and thriving as a phoenix risen, around leadership, right? Divine feminine, divine masculine leadership. So some of you asked questions around peak performance and getting the work done and being motivated. If you're not motivated, I would say it's the wrong goal, right? You're not, your goal isn't big enough, because your goal, if it's really a goal that you want to do, you'll be motivated. Okay, like there's a reason right now I'm doing this webinar at 11 o'clock for me. That's just, no one's asking me to do it. And the reason I'm working full-time as a doctor is because that's just the vocation as a doctor, how it's been set up. Okay, so I'm grateful that I don't need this, right, for income, especially for my business now as well. But I think it's a great way. I enjoy it. It's a great way to serve. But there are a lot of people out there who really aren't enjoying being a doctor or a lawyer, or the way in which they've been told how to do that vocation. And this is a beautiful way, by launching and creating your own service. This is creating your own economy. Your own economy, right? It's completely online. I can choose my hours. I can do it around whenever it suits me. And of course, there's work involved. This is peak performance and high achievement meets spirituality meets healing. Okay, and this is all about self-leadership. This is a leadership, a leadership masterclass in a way, but it's equally also a healing masterclass, as well as business. So healing, business, leadership, that's my core. And health, wealth, and love, because you do need to have it in balance. Calm, balanced leadership and consciousness. So if this resonates with you, then come join me tomorrow on Zoom and bring all your questions, and I'll answer them there. If you don't have the workbook, comment below workbook or DM me and I'll send that out to you. And I'll also post a link to my program. So all the details are there, all the benefits, all the features, everything there. So we have currently 3 spots left, so come join us. So super excited to have those of you in who've already joined. There's 2 main memberships, okay? There's Wealthy Warrior Experience, which is $111 per month, and you can cancel anytime. And with that, you get monthly masterclasses, you get backstage passes, just at what I'm doing in my business and life. This is business and life coaching, so it's a 360-degree transformation, okay? So I'm super excited about it. So you have that, and all your questions will be answered as well in the Facebook group. And then the Phoenix Risen membership, that is incredible. Phoenix Risen membership, there's the group option if you want, only group only option, where you can answer your question anytime on Group Boxer. And we also have a live Q&A on Zoom every single month as well. as well as every single week you'll be getting a new masterclass and something along that success path that I've just discussed with you. So that's $1,500 per month. And if you also want one-to-one, where you get coaching, right? Every other week you get one-to-one coaching. This is with me, and that also includes a deep healing embodiment sessions as well. Okay, so that is $2,000 per month. So whichever one you prefer. If you pay in full, which is $20,000 investment for the year, that covers the whole year. You also get the Wealthy Warrior experience, by the way, in Phoenix Risen. Then you'll also get 3 deep healing one-to-one sessions with myself. And you also get 25% discount as well. So much there. All the details are there in the link. So it's all there for you. Bring any questions you have tomorrow, and they'll be there waiting for you, ready to enroll, ready to get started now, right? Because then you can undo my next masterclass December the 4th, by the way. So come join us then. And with those of you that have joined already now, they're already, getting ready to do their launch also for December 4th, as in they've already got their business launched, if that makes sense. But in terms of really getting it out there into the world and having that masterclass on December 4th. So come join us, and you can do the same. You can choose different dates, earlier, later, do it for 2024, whatever you want. But come join us, and this is a beautiful journey of business and life and spirituality that we can do alongside each other on our own healing journeys as well. Sending you so much love and light. Namaste, and I'll see you tomorrow on Zoom. It's limited capacity, okay? So I can only do first come, first serve. So also please remember, one thing I want to tell you was, please do DM me your challenges, your business goals, what your business is, what do you feel you need help with. For some people, it's more the healing side of things. Some people, it's more the business strategy side of things. And some people, it's more kind of goal setting and, a bit confusion there. Some people, it's more self-leadership in terms of just getting it done. And some, it's maybe more of a spiritual awakening journey. So it's all covered in this beautiful program. I'm really excited. We even do Kundalini yoga, in my programs as well, because like I said, we cover health, wealth, and relationships, including relationships with your spouse and your loved ones. Just so you know, if you are in a partnership, romantic partnership or business partnership, then the place can be shared. So you can have your assistant or business partner or love partner, shall we say, or spouse, can also ask questions instead of yourself. So that's totally fine, but it's only just one place. That's the only thing. So, I totally get that in terms of flexibility. However you are running your business and your life, because this is for you. All right. So sending you so much love and light, and I'll see you on Zoom tomorrow.